What if the life you've been living, all the detours, the doubts, the long winding road was never a mistake? What if it was always the plan? Hello, my beautiful soul. Welcome back. I'm Esther, your host, coming to you from Switzerland. And today I want to share something very personal with you. Something that has been living in my chest for a long time. Something I kept asking myself quietly in the middle of the night, or on long walks in the mountains, or in those still moments between one version of myself and the next. And if you are the kind of person who sometimes wonders, why did it take me so long? Then this episode is for you. Stay with me. Here's the question I couldn't stop asking myself. Why did it take so many years to learn how to change my state, to get back up after a failure without lying on the floor for weeks? To stop letting other people's opinions determine what I was worth. To finally trust the quiet voice inside me that always knew. Why did it take that long? I learned languages early. I played the violin and performed in orchestras in other countries. I packed the bag one day and went to Paris, completely alone, with no plan, no safety net, and found my own au pair family without any help from anyone. I did that. I did all of that. And yet I spent years believing I wasn't good enough. Isn't that wild? Isn't that the most heartbreaking and the most human thing? You can do brave, beautiful things and still spend your mornings not believing in yourself. I've been doing a coaching education recently, and something happened in one of our sessions that stopped me cold. One of the other participants shared their story. From a very young age, this person had decided they would become a banker, not because anyone around them encouraged it. Actually, quite the opposite. People in their environment said, why not a car dealer, a painter, a mechanic? But they held the vision anyway. They held it quietly, stubbornly, like a candle in the wind. And I sat there listening and I thought, I had a vision too. As a little girl, I dreamt of being a famous author like Federica de Cesco. I dreamt of traveling the world and touching hearts with words. And then I looked at my life and I thought, I became an author at 54. The famous part is still coming, but I wrote the book. I'm traveling, and I am absolutely undeniable touching hearts with words. The dream came true. It just came true on its own timeline. And the only thing standing between my joy and my reality was the story I was telling about how long it took. So here's the real question, and I want you to sit with this. Truly sit with it. What meaning are you giving to your path? Because here's what I know to be true. Time is not the variable that determines your worth. Time is not the measure of your success. the meaning you give to your journey. That is everything. That is the whole game. Think about Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison and walked out not with bitterness, but with a vision to heal an entire nation. He could have called those years wasted. Instead, he called them his education, his foundation. Or think of Grandma Moses, who picked up a paintbrush for the first time at 78 years old. 78. And went on to become one of America's most beloved folk artists, with her paintings hanging in museums around the world. She could have said, "It's too late for me." Instead, she just started, and the world fell in love with what she created. Think about the Japanese concept of ikigai, your reason for being. It doesn't say, find it by age 30. It just says, find it. Because of the depth of who you become on the way, that can't be rushed. That can't be faked. That is the treasure. I always dreamt of being a therapist, of sitting with someone in their pain and helping them find their way through. But back then, I didn't believe I was strong enough. I had too many of my own resolved things. I thought, who am I to help anyone? So I didn't take the path. I took a different one. And now I am a senior leader in the Tony Robbins organization. I coach people through their deepest fears. I hold space for transformation. I became a kind of therapist. I just came through a different door, and every single experience, every tear, every failure, every too slow, every not yet made me better at walking through it with someone else. The long way was not the wrong way. The long way was the preparation. So, I want to ask you something gently right now. What if you stopped measuring your life against where you thought you should be and started asking, what has all of this made me capable of? What if the decade you think you wasted was actually the decade that built your empathy, your wisdom, your resilience? What if the path you didn't take was protecting you from a version of yourself that wasn't ready yet? What if, stay with me, what if the timing was always right? Life is not a race with a finish line. Life is a river, and rivers don't run straight. They curve, they pull, they rush over rocks, they slow into still glassy calm. Every bend serves a purpose. Every stone shapes the current. And you are not behind. You are exactly where the river has brought you. You have done things that took courage, even if no one was watching, even if you didn't call it courage at the time. You have already lived more bravely than you know. And every skill you built, every language you learned, every strange city you arrived in alone, it belongs to you. It counts. It always counted. Here is your invitation for today. Just one thing. Take one chapter of your life that you have been calling too late, too slow, or not enough, and try giving it a new meaning. Ask yourself, what did that chapter give me? What did I become because of it? How does it serve the person I am right now? You don't have to rewrite your whole story today. Just shift the light on one page. Just let one paragraph breathe differently. That's enough. That's the beginning. Because the most powerful shift you will ever make in your life is not a change in circumstance. It is a change in meaning. It is the moment you stop being the victim of your timeline and start being the author of your story. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not the sum of your delays. You are someone who kept going, and that is everything. Before I let you go today, I want to offer you something from the heart. If something in this episode landed in you, if a part of you heard a question and thought, yes, that's exactly it, but I don't know where to start, I want to invite you to a free one-on-one coaching session with me. Not a sales call, not a pitch, a real conversation, just you and me, where we look together at the meaning you've been giving to your path, and we see what shifts when we hold it differently. I have done this journey, the long way, the winding way, the why did it take so long way, and I'm here on the other side of it, with my hands open, ready to walk it with you. You can find the link in the show notes, or just reach out to me directly. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for trusting me with your ear, your time, and your heart. You are not alone on this road. See you in the next episode on Thursday. Take good care of yourself, and remember, the meaning you give your life, this is your superpower.